The Dangers in My Heart has been sweeping the bar in the anime rankings recently, and they totally deserved it. It is one of the best rom-com animes ever made, and I think it is super underrated. So let's dive into the factors that make this anime a masterpiece in my opinion. Let's start by talking about our boy Ichikawa. He is a middle school student who is a loner in his class due to his lack of social skills. This leads to him fantasizing about murdering his other classmates, specifically Yamada, the most popular girl in his class, who also happens to be a model. As a result of his strange desire, he spends hours in the library reading books on human anatomy and famous murders. I wonder what kind of publisher sells books like this. What? Okay, I think we can all agree that it is quite common for the male protagonist in rom-com animes to be quirky, but hear me out. He wants to kill Yamada because she is the embodiment of everything he doesn't have, and this also fits into the serial killer character he's made of himself. This thinking makes him pay more attention to her, and this is what he saw. Yes, this is the female protagonist of a romance anime. She wasn't interested in Ichikawa or any guys at all. She just wants to live peacefully with her snacks till the end of her life. You know what, maybe she should consider a career other than being a model. I think this is the charm of the Dangers in My Heart. This anime exaggerates other characters in the same way as Ichikawa, with them having unusual character traits that are played up as far as they can go. Like we have this horny classmate who can't stop cracking dirty jokes throughout the entire season. The writing of the characters is the factor that makes this anime so interesting to watch. Despite what we learned about Ichikawa at the beginning as this creepy loner guy, he is actually very observant and he actually cares about other people, but he doesn't realize it himself. He would sacrifice his own bicycle to save Yamada from a flirting senpai. Okay, that is a bit too much, but what a giga chat. It is at that point that Yamada started noticing him, but she hasn't fell in love yet. As they started to encounter each other more often in the library and other corners of the school, she noticed the side of Ichikawa that was unseen by other people. He would sacrifice himself to solve the misunderstanding in his class. He would come out of his comfort zone to help Yamada when it comes to arguing with the teacher. She became more active in interacting with Ichikawa, even though at that point we still don't know if she was actually in love with Ichikawa. I like that we don't get Yamada's perspective or internal commentary. The audience is always trying to figure out what this goofy girl is thinking, and that's unique and intriguing for the viewers. If they were to enter a romantic relationship, the key is on Ichikawa. Despite his occasional acts of kindness, Ichikawa is an insecure and immature kid. Deep down in his mind, he did not believe that a girl as pretty as Yamada would ever fall in love with him, a loner with weird personalities. He even wanted to find a reason to hate Yamada because he didn't think that that was a reality. Things like that will only happen in a manga. He also didn't want to get hurt. It is only when Yamada cried that Ichikawa realized how immature he had been, and as a result, he hurt his closest and the only friend in the school. That hug in episode 9 was so beautiful, I cried. We then get to know about the reason why he acts like this through his past. He actually had some really close friends in his primary school, but they went to a different middle school as he did. As a young kid, that separation hurt him deeply. He chose to distance himself from everyone because he doesn't want to get hurt again. He doesn't want his friends to leave him, so he chose not to make any friends. Remember that he is just a middle school boy. He is not mature yet, so it is reasonable for him to think that way. The books he reads are his armor and the excuse to protect himself. It is Yamada who breaks through that armor. She wants him to know that he isn't as bad and as hateful as he thought of himself. He has the qualities that Yamada doesn't have. She admires those qualities and she wants him to know that too. Ichikawa might be the first one who fell in love with her, but she falls harder for him. I especially love this scene in episode 12. It was the scene where Ichikawa finally decided to expose himself to Yamada about his past. Hearing that, Yamada said that it was all through his own effort. It was exactly his decision to come to school that he gets to meet the people around him now. And then, rather than saying, "I love you," The words he chose to say after thinking about how to convey his feelings was "thank you." Thank you for making my school life so interesting. Thank you for accepting me the way I am. And thank you for acknowledging that I changed my life through my own effort. Ichikawa got to meet Yamada because of his armor, and it is exactly because he got to meet her that he doesn't need the armor anymore. I literally cried watching that scene when I realized that it is too beautiful. At this point, I think we can agree that the writing of this series is absolutely amazing, but this adaptation by Shin Animation brings something more to the table. If you didn't know, they are the studio behind Takagi-san, the godfather of all teasing animes. I really like how they introduce the title of each episode. They often appear during the key moments. The word "karte" is a Japanese word that originated from German. It refers to a patient's medical record. The title of each episode has this word in it. In a way, it means that with each passing episode, Ichikawa is getting cured from his Chunibyo personality little by little and is maturing. These moments are supplemented with the amazing music done by Kensuke Ushio, the man behind the music for A Silent Voice, Chainsaw Man, Heavenly Delusion, and more. You can hear the chords hitting in the piano. The melody is simple but impactful. Because of this, the music really helps enhance the mood and convey the emotions of the characters. I cannot close this video without mentioning the use of light in this anime. The genius animation team decided to add a light filter for the key moments in most of the episodes, and there is a reason for that. The director of this anime describes Yamada as the light and Ichikawa as the shadow, which we often see throughout the anime, and it shows how different they were at the beginning. Yamada is an extrovert while Ichikawa is an introvert. However, as Yamada starts to make her moves, she is like the light that slowly enters the darkness and brings Ichikawa closer to her, making him a more mature guy. The opening song of this anime also fits well with this description, and it's called Shayo or Setting Sun. Sunset is a time when day and night meet, where the light meets the dark, symbolizing the encounter between Yamada and Ichikawa. The Dangers in My Heart is the perfect embodiment of the principle of show, don't tell. Even though this anime has a slower pace compared to other romantic comedies, I don't mind it at all because the growing relationship between Yamada and Ichikawa feels earned. The whole plot makes it clear that if your relationship with yourself isn't good, your relationship with others will not be a healthy one as well. I found this quote from Rupi Kaur while writing this script and I want to put it here. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. This, I think, is the main message from season 1. I'm glad that this anime is very well received in Japan, and I love that more and more people overseas are starting to notice this anime. I am super excited for the second season that they announced right after season 1 ended. I heard from the manga readers that things are just going to get even more sweet and wholesome from now on, so please sponsor me some tissues to cry, guys! It took me a lot of effort to produce this video, so if you enjoyed it and would like to see more content like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day.